In the early 1990s, one of South Carolina's most disturbing and expensive child abuse cases unfolded in Richland County. At the center was Brenda Gail Castro, a daycare operator, later diagnosed by prosecutors as suffering from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, MSBP, a psychiatric disorder in which caregivers deliberately harm children to gain sympathy or attention. Between January and September 1993, 3 infants under Castro's care suffered tragic and suspicious outcomes. Parker Colson, just shy of 5 months old, was found unresponsive in his crib on January 4, 1993, and initially believed to have died of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. Only after a later exhumation and re-examination did medical experts conclude he died from shaking and asphyxia, classic signs of shaken baby syndrome. In June 1993, another child, Asher Meyer, was left limp and brain damaged after spending the day with Castro. Doctors found evidence of both fresh and old brain injuries, strongly suggesting multiple episodes of violent shaking. Although Castro was suspected, she was ultimately acquitted of charges related to Asher's injuries. Just a few months later, on September 9, 1993, 2-month-old Ashlyn Daniel was dropped off at Castro's daycare. Within hours, she was dead. Like Parker, her death was first attributed to SIDS. But when her body was later exhumed, forensic experts found a subdural hematoma and petechial hemorrhages, pointing again to shaken baby syndrome and asphyxia. Castro was arrested on July 13, 1994, and charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of assault with intent to kill. Her trials were long and contentious. She was first convicted in 1994, but the conviction was overturned by the South Carolina Supreme Court in 1998 due to improperly admitted evidence. A second trial in 1999 ended in a hung jury. Finally, in July 2000, a jury found her guilty of the murders of Parker Colson and Ashlyn Daniel. She was sentenced to life in prison. The prosecution's case emphasized Castro's troubling behavior. She reportedly fabricated stories about other children dying under her care, falsely claimed that one of her own children had died of SIDS, and fixated on the deaths of the infants entrusted to her, keeping their belongings and visiting their graves frequently. Prosecutors argued this conduct revealed a pattern consistent with Munchausen syndrome by proxy. The defense countered that there was no physical evidence linking her directly to the deaths, and accused the state of scapegoating her to explain tragic but natural infant deaths. Despite defense objections, the South Carolina Supreme Court upheld her conviction in 2005, affirming that the medical and circumstantial evidence was sufficient to prove that both Parker and Ashlyn died at Castro's hands. Today, Gail Castro remains imprisoned, serving concurrent life sentences in Leith Institution near Greenwood, South Carolina.